Welcome to Cali's Take. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe. Also hit the notification bell so you can get the newest content first. But hey, let's just go ahead and jump right in. So, congrats to LeBron James for breaking the all-time scoring record. It was a huge, deal they've been talking about here for the last several weeks, just because of the fact of we know Kareem was one of the best players ever played this game. I never had a chance to watch him play because he wasn't in my era. He wasn't, somebody that I was able to see consistently or any at all because I didn't, grow up in his time to watch him. But I've heard of his dominance and I've seen a few clips of him, and he definitely looked like a dominant player, and he definitely had to be because there wasn't even a 3-point line back when he played. I think like the latter part of his career when he was getting ready to retire, possibly there was a 3-point line created, but I think in his career there wasn't even a 3-point line. So the fact that he put up all those points, without a 3-point line is just very impressive. And the fact LeBron was able to break his record is impressive. But the main thing I want to talk about, I was reading a couple sites and Clutch Points and a few others, and the main thing I wanted to speak on was a former NBA player blasting, destroying LeBron after he accomplished the scoring title last night against the OKC Thunder. And shout out to the Thunder. They did end up winning the game 133-130. The Lakers just can't seem to get out their own way, in regards to winning. They just can't seem to, find a middle ground there of consistency and, consistency on both ends of the floor. That's the reason why they find themselves losing a lot of close games and, not, find themselves getting over the hump. But regardless of that, LeBron James got over his hump in, passing Kareem, which was an all-time great thing to see. But at the same time, while you're losing, it's not that enjoyable to me. I think it's just one of those stats that you have and that you will, I think LeBron will enjoy it more when he's away from the game rather than playing it, because, the fact that the Lakers are 5 games under 500 and they got 30 losses right now, which is crazy. They can't really seem to get out their own way. Defensively, they're not a good team. They're still trying to trade Russ, and nobody wants Russ. Honestly, I don't know how much at this point. I don't know how much or anybody might even want Anthony Davis if they try to trade him, based upon his injury history and the fact that he's never there. And he did help win a championship, but it was in the bubble when they had 4 months off. And a lot of people don't even count that championship because it wasn't real basketball in some people's eyes. Me personally, I stand on what I say. The bubble is a championship, if you ask me. But, it is what it is with some people and some fans. So I do understand. But either way, the player that really, spoke against LeBron James is one that he's always had as a arch nemesis, former player in the NBA, Enes Kanter. Enes Kanter spoke out on ClutchSports.com and a few other sites about saying that, LeBron, even though he's won the scoring title, he has no morals, no values, no anything like that, and he's like basically a waste of a time as a king, in so many words. And to hear that from a former player, it resonates, even though it's not like a former player superstar or somebody like that, but it's a former player that a lot of us know that he had something against, and vice versa. They just didn't like each other. They didn't like each other's presence, and he's gotten into it with Kenneth Kanter, I think, a few times, in his career. So I think Enes Kanter just has some dislike towards LeBron, and it's still going on. And matter of fact, to be honest with you, I'm still surprised that it's going on, and I'm still surprised that he's still holding a grudge on something that really doesn't matter, and he's not even playing basketball right now. But regardless, the comments, came out, and it's more so, I know the reason why Enes Kanter did this too, because he knows that the Lakers are not winning, and LeBron's putting up all these empty calorie stats, and it's not really going anywhere. It's just stats that he has, but it doesn't mean nothing because they're not winning anything, and they're not a part of anything, and there might not be a part of anything anything going forward in the future, because the playoff doesn't look like it's a part of their future the way they look right now. The play-in tournament looks pretty slim the way it looks right now, so they might not be a part of anything special as a team, the Lakers, going forward, even though LeBron has accomplished something so great in this, getting the scoring title, being the all-time leading scorer, which is a very great accomplishment. And it shows his longevity, and it shows that the man never really got hurt throughout his career. 99% of the players get hurt, which is the reason why they can't reach that plateau of getting that all-time scoring list, because it's like, injuries happen, setbacks. And, fortunately for LeBron, he never really had too many injuries and setbacks. For him, it's mainly always just been a go. He's been playing, he's been playing at a high level, and he's always maintained his health for the most part. And I think it's due to the fact because, how big and strong LeBron was and is, still in playing basketball. He was like the biggest basketball player I seen at that time in his prime. Now, of course, Zion has something to say about that, because Zion is bigger than LeBron James, but, body wise, he's bigger. But I mean, like, LeBron has always been strong, mentally, physically, all that. And I definitely has, got him the all-time scoring title, which is great. But, the Lakers, it's all about the Lakers. It's all about winning. And LeBron knows that. If he doesn't know anything else about the Lakers, he definitely knows that. So unless you're winning, unless you're putting together, a great season in regards to winning along with your numbers, it doesn't matter it doesn't really matter that much to a lot of Lakers fans. A lot of us out here as fans, a lot of NBA fans, a lot of people, a lot of us in other countries, a lot of us who watch basketball. You don't even have to be a Lakers fan. You don't have to be a LeBron fan. I'm not a LeBron fan. I'm not a LeBron fan at all. I respect him. Just like, I respect the Lakers as an organization. I respect all organizations, in any NBA team. I just love the NBA, period. But anybody out here, any fan, any of us, anybody who watches basketball or who knows anything about basketball, this is a great accomplishment for LeBron. And I'm speaking for a lot of sports fans out there. This is a great accomplishment for LeBron, no doubt about it. But at the same time, it's kind of flawed, because there is no winning involved. They're losing, and they lost last night against the Thunder while he broke the record. You would think at least if he's going to break the record and play at that high level, that would have been a game the Lakers got up for and found a way to win that game, find a way to pull it out. But they didn't. They found a way to lose again. And like I said, these losses on top of his record just doesn't look good. And even LeBron has, stated this and put this out there. So, I'm happy for LeBron, the fact that, he got that scoring title, but at the same time, it means nothing because they're losing and they're an embarrassing team right now. They're probably the most embarrassing team in the NBA, if you ask me. I think I speak for a lot of NBA fans, because with all the talent they have on that team, AD, Russ, LeBron, that's enough talent to get you over the hump. That's enough talent to have you in a playoff spot, if you ask me. Those are 3 Hall of Famers. There's no reason why they shouldn't be in a playoff spot, or in a playoff position, I should say, at this point. But I mean, I'm not going to rain on LeBron's parade, but as I said, shout out to him for getting the scoring title. I know they're going to talk about that pretty much all day today and probably the next few weeks. But at the same time, they need to be talking about how the Lakers are going to get better. They need to talk about maybe getting some trades in there, because right now, anybody that's watching the Lakers are seeing them crumble. And, LeBron's doing all he can, but his numbers don't have the impact the way they used to. When he scored 35, 40 points back in the day, they had impact. Now he scores 35, 40 points. It's just empty calories. And that's just the way it is. So, shout out to him for getting that. But at the same time, more importantly, as a team, as a unit, which LeBron would tell you if you asked him, it's all about winning. And they're not winning. They're not looking good. They're being, they're given props for moral victories that they're not even getting. They're not winning these games. And you hear all these analysts say, oh, when Anthony Davis comes back and all this other stuff, and Anthony Davis is right and healthy, they can make a run. You hear Candace Parker and all them on TNT. These people don't know nothing. These people are just trash analysts who don't know what the hell they're talking about. Anthony Davis is one guy. And just because Anthony Davis comes back, it's not going to make the Lakers' life so much easier, where they're just going to go through and go on a winning streak and everything's going to be fine from here on out. No, it doesn't work that way. It takes Anthony Davis time to get back, to get acclimated, to get his rhythm. And then on top of that, the chemistry has to be there with everybody on the floor, and the fact that they're lacking shooters, on their roster. It really makes it hard and difficult for them to sustain leads, which is the reason why they'll get a lead at times, but they'll falter and lose it, in the waning moments of the end of games or the second half of games. They kind of collapse. Late third quarter, going into fourth quarters, where they collapse the most. So when you look at that in its entirety, you can't say that this team is good, or this team would be better when Anthony Davis come back, because you can't depend on Anthony Davis for one, because of his health. And LeBron's putting up all these great numbers, but it doesn't really mean anything, because like I said, it's just a waste of points, a waste of everything if you ask LeBron, because LeBron wants to win more than the scoring title. I mean, pretty sure he wants to win along with getting the scoring title, of course, but winning is the ultimate thing, because the scoring title, he'll have that, but he'll be sitting in his house in the summertime while everybody else is playing in the playoffs. And that's not what LeBron wants. So if you're going to go out, you want to go out on your throne the way you're supposed to. And that's not going to happen, because the way, or at least right now, looks like that's not going to happen unless they make a trade, or unless something happens, overnight for them that can really, propel them and push them to another level. Because the team they are right now, I just don't think they're good enough to beat anybody in the West, even if they did make the play-in tournament or playoffs. So I mean, it's a great accomplishment for LeBron, but it's a sad situation that he's in, that he put himself in, and he put all this on himself. He asked for Russell Westbrook, and ever since he asked for Russell Westbrook on the team, it's been the Lakers' downfall ever since, to me. So I mean, he put a lot of this on himself, but I mean, hey, he did get something really good out of it. He arguably, people might look at him as the GOAT now. I'm still on Michael Jordan being the GOAT, never changing that to me, because he's already solidified that years ago. And I mean, Jordan is still relevant now, selling shoes almost like he still plays basketball. So I mean, to me, he's always the GOAT. What LeBron did is great, but it's not going to get him in the it's not going to put him in the GOAT conversation for me. It's not going to move the needle for me, especially with all the losing that they're piling on top of all the points that LeBron is scoring in Lakerland. So as I said before, shout out to him, but it's a great accomplishment. But I'm pretty sure, as I said before, LeBron, if you were asking him right now, he would love the accomplishment while they won last night's game against the Thunder, and while they're playing winning basketball, not playing losing basketball, and get an accomplishment of this magnitude with no validity behind it. And it's just one of those things. But hey, shout out to him either way, and best of luck going forward. But hey, that's my take on everything. Leave any comments in the comment section. Check my other videos if you haven't. And hey, till next time.